value of the month for the month of June is courage. Remember to do the right thing even when it is difficult. You should try to be brave when necessary. Our lesson title for today is Reviewing Input and Output Devices. Therefore, at the end of this lesson, students will be able to understand exactly what is input and output devices. Our learning outcomes for today is to review input and output devices. Before we begin, let us go through our keywords. Repeat after me. Input, output, devices, machine. Amazing grade ones, you are doing a good job. Now let us look at our key vocabulary. If we look at the word devices, it means a tool used to do a task. And machine, it is created to make work easier. Instead of washing your clothing by hand, you could use a machine to wash the clothing. Now let us focus on the term input and output. We are looking at what is an input device and what is an output device. An input device is any hardware device that sends data to a computer. This allows you to interact with and control it. Now remember, when we say hardware, we are talking about the parts of the computer that you can touch. We then have output devices. An output device can be attached to and used with a computer. And this gives you the results of processed data. Remember, for your own information, we have the definitions of hardware and software. So if hardware means the parts of the computer that you can touch, the software is the instructions, data, or programs that is used to make the computer work. If we look at input devices, we know that input devices allow information to be put into the computer. So if you look at these arrows, they are going in the computer. Some input devices allows you to input text, and you can also put images or sound into a computer. But an output device is the opposite of this. Output devices allow information to be sent out of the computer. So if you look at the arrows here, they are moving out of the computer. You can get texts, images, or even sounds that can come out of the computer. Some output devices can even produce different objects. We are going to do a little activity now. We have an image of two different items. So we need to see whether these items are either input devices or output devices. So let's get going. A microphone. Do you think it is an input device or an output device? Well done. A microphone is an input device because you are speaking in the microphone, which is allowing your voice to go into the computer. We then have a speaker. Is this an input device or an output device? Superstar. It is an output device because it creates sound that we can hear. Let's do another example. If we have a printer and we are printing a paper that has a text on it, is this an input device or an output device? Well done, grade 1s. It is an output device. A digital camera. If we take photos with this camera and we put it into the computer, does that make it an input device or an output device? Well done. It is an input device. Our last one. We have a 3D printer and a controller. Ali uses the 3D printer to print out a little dog. Is this an input device or an output device? Well done, superstars. It is an output device. But the controller we use to move around either on a PlayStation or even on a computer, is this an input device or an output device? Super work. It is an input device. Now remember, the computer is in the middle and it is between an input device and an output device. The computer allows the input device to pass messages and it then instructs the output device to produce the message. I hope you understand what is an input device and what is an output device. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Assalamu alaikum.